And we are diving in. Meanwhile, and as we get into the ace match, shout out to Chelch in the chat. Can I get a refund? God damn it, for sure. Shout out to Chelch in the chat. Thank you so much for subscribing. Chelch, I hope you're having a good time, mate. Razov, he did so well today. One of his fellow countrymen. Chelch, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since I've seen you in the chat, but thank you so much for all of the support. Chelch, one of the OG Master Swan Open champions from years ago, from years long past. Can't believe it, mate. It's been so long. And now here we are in the lower semifinals in the ace match, and here spawning in the bottom left hand corner we have our South Korean Protoss. He is blue, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. DPG, it is Zest. And spawning in the top right hand corner of, I said it, you heard me right, Beckett Industries LE, we have the American Protoss. He's doing it for the land of the Americas, the only American left in the entire tournament. Can he do it? Can he do it for the land of the free? He is the red Protoss representing Alpha X. It is Astrea. Max goddamn Angel. And we have very different openings. We have a gate expand opening from Zest. No fear. No fear whatsoever. A little bit of fear. It's misplaced fear. It's not like he made the wall on the low ground and then expanded. It was still a high ground wall, so he's still relatively safe, but still went for a very fast Nexus. Meanwhile, Astrea playing a lot more safe. I kind of want to say this is more standard in PvP nowadays, to be honest. Going for a double gate opening into a 7A score. With this, he will be able to zoom across the map with a couple of stalkers, be a little bit more aggressive, also be safe if his opponent was the one being aggressive. Of course, Zest did scout this. He did go for a probe scout. He is well aware of what the opener is in this mirror matchup. Unfortunately, we weren't able to cast the rest of the series, game 1 to game 4, so I'm not too sure what happened. I did see a base trade towards the end of the last game, so things are popping off. But yeah, I'm not too sure how they played against each other in game 1, 2, and 3, so a little bit hard to say. As we have a couple of stalkers moving out across the map, Astrea, he is setting up a proxy location to reinforce and continue applying that stalker pressure. There's a stalker here for Zest, but again, we're on Beckett Industries. It doesn't take long to waddle across the map, and the stalkers of Astrea showed up just before the shield battery finished, but some nice micro there by Zest was able to keep all of his stalkers alive and push Astrea away. But Astrea is not done. He's morphing in more stalkers and even 2 more back at home. We do have a proxy Stargate, not a gateway. I thought maybe he would try and go for some 3-gate pressure and just keep up that stalker production, but no, instead he's going for a proxy Stargate. Unfortunately for him, there's a regular Stargate at home for Zest and plenty of shield batteries. I think Zest also assumed it was going to be a 3-gate opening from Astrea, so he's ready. He's ready to fight a ground army here. At the natural. What he's not ready for is an Oracle getting into his main base. Oh my god. I mean, Zest does scout this, and there are 3 gateways, so Astrea being incredibly aggressive here. Once again though, Zest is well set up at his natural. But what about his main? Oracle is about to pop out, and there's no shield battery in the main mineral line. Workers will go down. And Zest is just waiting for another Void Ray. He's being so greedy right now, just avoiding gateway units. As the Oracle does get in, forces all the workers off the line. And because Zest has so little units to work with right now, like, he's having a hard time splitting up and defending both areas at once. Oh god, are we gonna see a commitment? We do. Two of the adepts do commit to the shade. Almost gets one of the workers. That does lose one in the end. Oh my god, Zest has to be so careful not to fight outside shield battery range. Taking a bit of damage on one of his Void Rays. At the same time, Oracle is getting ready to dive in. We do have a couple of Stalkers here defensively for Zest. Once again, I'm just shocked that Zest isn't really using this gateway. Like, he's defending with so little. But he is defending. Finally, Astrea is taking a base, as he was on one base this entire time, and even though he's getting worker kills, like, this is still fine for Zest. Zest finally deals with that Oracle. And this Void Ray count, it's pretty high. We have 4 already. With this, Zest can take map control. And he's sitting back pretty fine. Finally, the natural base of Astrea has finished, so now we can work on saturating it. And let's just take a step back here and see what happened. 14 probes went down for Zest. That's a pretty large amount. Which is why it's important to note that even though Zest basically lost the mineral line, he's fine. He's ahead in workers. He's ahead in tech as well. Blink and +1 is on the way. He depowers the Stargate. Like, Zest is looking perfectly fine. If I were Astrea from here, I would have double expanded. Astrea is the one with map control right now, with these Stalkers and these Phoenixes. Like, Zest doesn't have too many units, and a lot of his resources were invested in stack defense. Now is the opportunity to be greedy. Astrea, though, instead of going for a fast third base, he goes for a faster robotics facility. With this, he can catch up in a way and go for something like Immortals. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to that, especially since he's behind when it comes to some of these other like tech routes like Blink and +1. Meanwhile, Astrea just dives straight in. Zest was completely out of position, and with that, it looks like he was able to get a couple of workers, a shield battery, and a cannon, but immediately that's going to be replaced. Oh, now there are enough Stalkers here to start one-shotting these Void Rays, as one of the Void Rays gets taken out. It looks like a second one will not be. Oh my god. Overcharge just barely keeping that Void Ray alive. I didn't think it was possible, but apparently it was. Zest once again holding with the bare minimum. Oh my god. But you know what, Astrea isn't done. He's diving back in. Overcharge has already been wasted, so with that, both of these Void Rays will go down. Zest forced to pull the boys. +1 just barely finishing up in the middle of this fight. And even though he was forced to pull the boys, I'm so surprised that he barely lost any units. And now Zest can break out. And this is terrifying. What's terrifying is that Zest, his gateway explosion, it's about to kick in. Blink just finished. +1 just finished. And what does Astrea have to defend at home? He's gonna have one Immortal. He just lost his entire gateway army. If it was still alive, sure, he'd be okay, but right now, like, this immortal is so vulnerable. Zest is coming across the map. He's looking to blink immediately on top of that Immortal and take it down. There's a shield battery. There is overcharge. Oh my god. One shots. Mate, even takes down a Phoenix. And here we go. Zest, he's coming back in. Is overcharge enough? Oh my god. Not when you have enough Stalkers to one-shot. As he is forced to recall. There were a couple of Adepts wreaking havoc here. Adepts forced to recall as well. Zest did also force a cancel on the third base of Astrea. Behind this, he's taking his own. Part of me wishes that Zest kept up the pressure, but it's understandable that he went back home. Like, he didn't want to overstay his welcome and overextend. I get that, but he still has such a massive advantage. Astrea is working off of 3 gates, still doesn't have a Twilight Castle, doesn't have a Forge. Like, Zest I it's not like he has the biggest advantage. Plus 2 is about to kick in. This is what Astrea needs to pull off here, but Zest, he is so fast to respond with those Blink Stalkers. Does chip away at the War Prism. And I feel like +2 is the timing that Zest wants to hit. Like +2 is going to be devastating here. Does he want to wait for charge? I mean, sure, he can wait for that too. I don't see a way for Astrea to hold here unless maybe if he has a bunch of shield batteries, maybe if he had a disruptor, if he had teched into Robotics Bay. I don't know, mate. I'm trying to see it. Okay, this is the moment right here. Charge is done. Where are the charge lots? They're not here. Okay, they're here. Oh no, I don't know, man. I want to believe. Just look at those upgrades. Oh god. The War Prism, no, the War Prism gets sniped. Without a War Prism, Zest doesn't have to be concerned about defenses at home. There we go, all army hotkeyered up. Why not? +3 is on the way. Jesus, to the 0-0 of Astrea. Zest needs to go across the map. He's not throwing, but the longer he waits, like, the more of a chance Astrea has. So, Zest, we gotta go. We gotta go, Zest. All right, here we go. He was waiting for an observer. Now we have an observer in case there are DTs. Dark Shrine is on the way. We have a Robotics Bay. Again, disruptors are a way for Astrea to get back into this. I think that the Robotics Bay is a little bit too late though, because you know what? Zest, he's already here. He does get spotted by Astrea's observer. He does respond. We have 4 Immortals and we have high ground. Best case scenario for Astrea. So you see a couple of force fields being thrown down. One of the Immortals does get stuck. Zest, he was just waiting though, waiting for the War Prism to show up, waiting to finally push up this ramp. Rocks do get taken down. Oh my god, and immediately one shots, 1, 2, 3 Immortals just like that get taken out. The 4th Immortal goes down, no more Immortals. Here we go, blinks forward aggressively, and Astrea has nothing left. Astrea, very good showing, taking down Hero, taking it to the ace match here against Zest. But here in the ace match, Zest was in complete control. And Zest will move on to the grand finals. GG, well played. That was a pretty dominant showing from Zest. Again, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what happened there. Like I don't know what happened in the series for Astrea to make it as close as it was, but that last game was not close. Zest was just at such a massive lead because Astrea was committed on one base for so long. As we saw, it took him so long to get that natural up and running. Astrea was trying to break Zest, but Zest was so patient with his Void Rays. Such a good decision to throw down not just shield batteries, but cannons as well. He was just so ready for all of it. And now, we have our final series of the day. This is where it all ends. A battle between two of the best.